Hello all, so welcome to the last task of the April challenge. As you can see, I jumped to task 3 because it was just layout and I think it was pretty straightforward to do things, so no need for an explanation. You just need to search a bit for the things and you'll find. So let's start task 4. This is already a bit late because the challenge has closed, but yeah, nonetheless, I think it's important to have the video. So the first thing you should do is sign up and create the API key and test it. And the way you can test it is we come here and we can close this, go back, and the place API search and data. It's the first place search. It's the first API that we're going to use. We can put the key here and you can just try it. And if you get the results, your key it's working and you can start now the development. So the first part is to set the place search API, so what we just used, and configure two headers and for query parameters. Let's do that on the get collection method. So create data entity, REST API. We can copy this, remove the spaces, come here, copy the link to here, and I'm going to set up the HTTP header here because for me it's what makes sense that in the base we always going to need the HTTP header, so accept, and the value can come directly here, application JSON to the value, and now the authorization. So same thing, copy, paste, and then your key to the value. So this part is done, and they say us to set the query parameters in the get collection. So for query parameters, and the first one is query, and as you can see below, it's query and longitude and latitude. It's going to be optional and non-static. So let's take the static and is an optional. Same thing for latitude, longitude, but the other two are going to be static, and the value, and also the sort. You can see what these parameters are in here, and you can even test. If you put directly cafes, you're going to see that this is changed, query cafes, and if you copy this, we're going to see also being headed here. As we're going to, I just saved to not lose things, you can test directly here without anything, and something is wrong as you can see. So relative path, place search, collection, query, what we did wrong. Probably this, right? Yeah, it's incorrect. This, I think it's incorrect. Yeah, I'm not copying everything, I don't know why. So let's copy it correctly, save. And now, yes, if we run the test, we have this. If we put cafes, we're going to have a different result. And if we put latitude, longitude, other different results. And another important thing that I want to do is to not get an object that has the property results and then we get to array. I want to go directly to the list or the array. So now we get directly the list. That's what we want. And I'm going to set up the schema so we later can use directly the properties that we want, and those are the icon, name, address. So let's do it. So the ID in truth is this one. Then we want the name that is here below. So it's another easy one. Now the other two are not just that simple. So let's grab first the address. So first we have an object called location. So the property location object, and there we have the address property. And now yes. Now we want the icon. The icon is first on categories, that is a list. And on the list we have an object, and on the object the icon, that is an object too. And now yes, we have two properties, that is the prefix and the suffix. So now we have everything to work on. Yeah, everything is a text. You can save. And now we can set the binding. No, I'm lying. Before of that, we can already create, or we can already see if we get values. So let's create the data variable and not put anything, and automatically make the values appear here. So we're going to use, oh, first I need to say the data variable, and then we're going to say that the title should use the name, the description should use the address. So this is why we set up. So we just need to choose, and image is a formula of the prefix plus the suffix, and we need to put a value of 32, 44, 64, 88. I'm going to put the biggest one and save, and we can test it to see if we get results. So open, and we have the search here, and as you can see, we have everything appearing like it should. Perfect. We filter by search, we have the request here. So yeah. So now let's go back and set the latitude and longitude. So on the page variables, we want latitude that it's a number, and longitude that it's also a number. So this part is done. We just did half of this, so I'm going to ignore the populate query because I don't know what they want us to populate the query when we open the app, so I'm just not going to put anything. But yes, I'm going to put the latitude and longitude that we're going to grab from the page variable. Oh, right, I need to make a formula. So latitude, longitude, and we need to put a comma between them, as you can see in the example, and we save. And if you go back here, we see that is 0, 0, the search. So because we need to set the variables, and for that we're going to open this, and you can see that if we click here we are in the event of the page, but if we click here we are in the event of getting the values. And for me to make sure I have the values before I make the request, I'm going to grab the GPS location before the request. And then I'm going to set the two variables, so page variable, latitude, and going to connect here. And I'm going to get directly from the node the latitude and save. And I'm going to copy this. That is the same logic, but for the longitude and longitude. Save. And after we set the variables, then yes, we can do the request. And save. And let's see if it works. So now you can see I use this extension so I don't show my real location. But as you can see now, we have the longitude and latitude. Yeah. So this is done. This is done. So this next part is basically the same thing. So you just come to the buttons, and in the button we're going to get the record collection, if I'm not mistaken. Now you're going to set the data variable. So when you click on cafes, you're going to do this. And yeah, here. No, this is to set. Okay, we don't want to set. We want, yeah, I was thinking correct. We want to get record collection. Pretty sure. And exactly. So now, yes, we're going to put cafe. Cafes. Not cafe. And the longitude and latitude. So same thing basically. Page vars. You can use page vars latitude, or you could use the sensors geolocation values longitude or the latest value latitude. This is important because if you come here, you can see the GPS location. It says that it updates this sensor. So we could automatically just start using these sensors instead of the variables. And also the sensors var, it's the name of the main object that you want to use to generate the hash, although you can, doesn't matter now since the challenge has finished. But yeah, it was the answer was to use this. So let's continue. And I didn't set, okay. My bad. This doesn't matter. So again, page vars latitudes, comma, page vars longitude, save, and let's see if it works before we set the other buttons. Cafes. We send the cafe, but maybe we need to also automatically, we need to do this because it doesn't automatically update. No. What is happening? I was pretty sure it was like this. Oh, he's doing it here. Data variable, so it was get record collection, set data variable. And it binds output of another node. Okay, so let's do the same. It comes from another node. Save, save, and now it should work. Cafes. Yes. I saw correctly. It's different. Yep. Okay. So we just need to copy this to movies, bars, and restaurants. And in the movies, connect, we put movies, bars, we put bars, and in the restaurants, connect, and we can test every button. Cafes, movies, maybe I need to put singular. Weird. Maybe there are any movies close to the location I using. Also bars not. And also not restaurants. No, the problem is another then. We are setting the variable get record collection. Something went wrong when I copy things. Doesn't matter. Now it's correct. Yeah, so now we have movies, we have bars, and we have restaurants. Perfect. So all of this is complete. And yeah, we are doing this to debug. I mean that we can see that the restaurants are here and the latitude, longitude. Okay, I guess we need to get the record, but I think that's for the second part. We're going to do this part when we need it. So now we want to get plus photos. So connect, same thing, and we need to pass this. Okay, so let's do it. Go back to the data, create new entity. So this time going to be place photos. For square place photos. As you can see, we need to take this out, put in here, because we want to be the ones passing the ID. So this is going to be a URL placeholder, and that is going to be called like this. And so what they are saying about it, set is optional. That for me, this is not optional. I don't think we even can put the optional, as they say. So yeah, is static? No, it's not static. Oh, okay, is optional. No, I'm going to remove this because for me it doesn't make sense that it's optional. It literally requires an ID. So let's do the HTTP headers again. So same thing as before, place search photos, two headers. So you can just come here, authorization, ta. So exactly the same thing as before. Paste the value and the accept save. Okay. And the photos, get place photos. So from here we can grab this ID and test this. So in the test we get all of these photos. So it seems to be working, this API. And connect get place details API. So this it's from the place search, no, place details. Can I use it? So we also have categories. I think this is pretty much, where is the location? Yeah, this is pretty much what we have. Yeah, so we are just getting one result, but it's pretty much the place search. So we can just do the get record here. And we can see that it says places and search is for the collection. So let's put the search here and it's going to still work as normally. But now we're going to also use the ID. So I'm going to put this here, put this. You can see that the complete URL like this. We don't need the bar. Yeah, this and this is this and this, and again, it's not optional. We already have the scheme prepared for us, so it's a plus of using this like this. And we can test now. And we can see that it's working. So you can save. And it was basically what they were saying here, that we could use the get record and get collection. So basically like the data of SAP. Now we need to connect the details page to the list on page. Okay, so let's first do this, the page parameters. So now you're going to work with the detail page and page parameters. So you're going to pass the ID and the distance. But we are not getting the distance. So that's one thing that we need to do in here, the place search, the schema. Where is the distance? So here. I think it's because the distance doesn't come here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Just when you are getting all the items, the distance comes. So no problem. We're going to say that we want another distance and this is a number. So we can just say number, save. And now in here, we also want to say that distance is a number. Numeric text. I guess we can do that. And now, before we continue, on page, let's say, when we click the item, the navigation, now we pass the distance. So on the item, okay. So maybe we need to say it's a text. Probably it's more easy to work with. So let's put it back as a text. Maybe it could convert in the functions, but yeah. It's different ways of doing the same thing. And distance. Didn't I change to number? Well, let's just use the formula then. Distance, and it needs to be a string. Save and save. Perfect. So we cannot test this right now. We need to continue. Okay. I guess the first thing that we can do is to make sure this is working. So let's do in our app. Let's say I want to implement a check. Okay. Easiest way of doing this is to get the record. No, we want to use the page layout. So when the page is mounted, we want to automatically. So yeah, it's more smart to do here to use the place photos, pass the ID from the page parameter, save, go back, choose our new variable, save, and we can already test this. So yeah, we have the image, we just didn't set up the properties, so it should be working correctly, but let's also in the place photos we want, what do we want? Let me grab this, try and see. Okay, we want to set up this schema. So the ID is not important, so prefix and suffix. It's basically what we want and nothing more. Perfect. So let's set up that. Source, formula, prefix, suffix. Well, okay. Prefix plus suffix, save, and save, and now yes. So no, we still have something going wrong here. We can see they are putting an extra bar. I'm seeing correctly. Yeah, we have this here. Why? Maybe we need to put the number 2. 88. Save. Let's check. Yep. Okay. So that is done. So the rest. We also should automatically get a data variable place search, and we want to only get a single data record, and also we're going to use the variable, no, the parameter ID, save. And now in the category name, we're going to use the name. Oh, add a variable, search one, yeah, and the name, save. The address also, so data variables, again, address, save. Distance in kilometers, so page, no, no, page variables, no, data variables, this. So you want to search distance, and we want to divide by 1k because we want in kilometers. If we see the images below, or even here it says kilometers, so. But yeah, you can look at his and try to make something like this. So address, the distance, and the below part is for after. We also want to set the photos like this, and if I'm not mistaken, it's here that we are able to do it on the container. If you cannot press the container here, you can use this. So, oops, container, and it's not here, layout, yeah, it's here. I think we need to do this. Let's check. Okay, we only have 2. That's incorrect. We want to maybe do this. Okay, maybe we need to do the both. Yeah, okay, so this should be automatically. No. So horizontal. But yeah, it's the least important part is that, so let's just ignore that for now. Last test. Okay, so the rest. The name is here, the address is here. I clearly did something wrong in the distance. So, because the distance is a text, so we probably need to pass this to a number. And try again. Can we just first check if it's correct? Undefined. So it's undefined because variables. No. On page I'm not setting. Didn't I save distance? Maybe I don't need this. Let's see. Undefined. Okay, let's do the detail pages. Detail pages, parameters, distance, text. I am getting the right distance, right? Sometimes I could put, no, but it's correct. Same. Let's keep it the text. And let's say it's a string. I think I had like this before, but yeah. You see, the distance is here, being passed here. So, for me, the problem is in the detail page. For some reason, is a text, so let's try to put a number. No, it's going to say undefined. Because I'm going directly to here, and we saw that. Okay, this is my bad. So we want the page parameters. Parameters, distance. We saw that when we get a single item, we don't get the distance. So I don't know why I was doing like that. Now we should have the number correct, and we should divide by 1000. Save, and now it should say correct. And now we can pass to this part. So you'll be using page parameters, yeah, in our implement function. No. So you just want to display a distance, not the distance from the API. So we want to use this, and it's supposed to use the check-in, but we are not going to do this to implement. You could use raw files. We'll not be implementing, so we're going to ignore this part, but we're going to use this to calculate our distance. So in the check, we have this JavaScript here that we're going to connect. And how can we use them? So we click 2 times, and as we can see, we're going to have current location, the venue location, and the current location is going to be an object of the latitude. That is the, I think we can use the sensors var here. And latitude, so we don't have to get the GPS location, and longitude, and do the same thing as this for the longitude. Okay, we can close the object, and this should be done. Venue location. This be as simple as coming to here on the place details and grab these geocodes. Okay, we need to also, for this, come to data, place search. In here, we're going to add the geocodes. That is a list of objects, geocodes of objects, And the first property is the main or in and only. That is also an object. And then, yes, we grab the latitude. It is a number. And longitude. That is also a number. Save. And now we can pass very quickly data and variables. Search, correct. The gel codes. No, we want to pass the main. Where is the main? This is wrong. Let's update. What did I do wrong here? So geocodes, main, and then latitude and longitude. Why I'm not able to get directly the main? Data variable, geocodes. I said it's a list and it's not a list, it's an object inside of an object, okay. So geocode is an object that has another object inside called main. And now, yes, we have the latitude. It's very important for the key to be the same or you won't get the values. And yeah, so also a number, save. And now, yes, we can go directly to the main. And the kilometers we can put, but it's going to be a static one. So 5. And now this is how you should return your results, but this is your normal JavaScript. So let's copy this. And first, the first thing I want to do before we do any of this, let's just comment this and just do this const and say that we have the current location. So we understand a bit better how this works. Venue location and kilometers. And the kilometers is not even used because we are using kilometers to check if we can do the checking. So forget this. And we're going to grab from the inputs. And we can do console log to check if we are getting the results. So update, I think it's correct. Yeah. And now we can just, did I save? No. If you go to the console, we should be able to. So as you can see, we got the venue location, but we didn't got the latitude and longitude. And that's maybe because of this formula. That I'm doing something wrong. Why isn't that defined? Well, let's make this a bit more simple then. Instead of formula, we're going to separate them. I don't want this. Yeah, so first the latitude and then the longitude. Longitude. Oh, we can't change the name. It seems that no. Okay, so doesn't matter. Let's forget this and do latitude and longitude. Add, so longitude we already have here this, so maybe we no, but before we didn't get undefined, so if it were at least the object should have been there. I don't want to waste more time trying to figure it out, the problem, so let's do like this. So latitude, longitude, and copy this to here and update, save and try. Let's see. Define and define. So at this point, I think when the page is mounted, we need to do the GPS location again. And as you can read here, it's going to update sensors var. So let's see. Yep, now we have the results. And we can continue our function. So as you can see, we also have the output. So we could just make this. No, we cannot. You need to also is an object. So this and more. Grab this. I'm not sure if this returns kilometers, but we can test. So pretty simple, the updatation, and now we just want to set this. So the way I'm going to do it is to create a variable. It's the most easy way. So page variables. Okay. Let's say, let's call it kilometers, nothing fancy. And in here, we're going to do the formula. You are page variables kilometer, save, and in here we're going to set the page variable. Page variable kilometers, and we're going to grab from the output of the node result. I'm not sure if we are grabbing it. Let's see. I think we are having an error in the function. So result math squares, result also log. Let's see if it's working until here at least. I'm not liking this, honestly. Disable. I think the function is giving an error, so let's fix that first. Yeah, I forgot completely to put latitude in this and latitude also in the current location and longitude in the venue and in the correct location. So this should be working. We could use automatically inputs dot latitude or venue location, but yeah. And yeah, it's not that pretty, but it's, as you see, it's working. And probably I could make it with only 2 decimal places, but yeah, you got the idea. You could do that directly in JavaScript, so 2 decimals. To fix 2. Okay, let's do it in JavaScript. Just to play a bit more. And yeah, I don't understand why it didn't. Maybe I didn't save, but yeah, it's done. So yeah, now it's just the screenshots, the hash, and yeah, it's finished.